Hi everybody, I am Mike the Heal Your Gut Guy, and in this video we're going to talk about how to heal diverticulitis. Now, diverticulitis is when pockets, inflamed pockets, the diverticular means pockets, and the itis means that these pockets are inflamed. So we'll start to see these pockets form right here and they become inflamed and food gets stuck in them, and yeah, not a good thing. Now, there was a doctor back in the 80s. He discovered something, what he called German new medicine. It was a new way, something that you guys have never heard of or seen before, a different way to look at your health. Because a lot of you, the options that you've been presented to heal diverticulitis, or to, they don't even dare to say heal diverticulitis. They say to manage diverticulitis is either with diet or with drugs. And in severe cases, having to get parts of the colon cut out. I had one student who had both Crohn's, colitis, and diverticulitis. And he used the information that I'm about to share with you, and now he eats whatever he wants. He got rid of all of his food intolerances in days, and he gained, he's a normal, healthy weight again. And it's all because he addressed the root cause. If your boat is sinking, yeah, it's a good idea to bail out water, but most importantly, you need somebody plugging the holes in the hole. You need to be addressing what is causing this mayhem in the first place. Yeah, you could start managing it now, but there's no reason why you can't manage symptoms and address the root cause at the same time. It's actually very simple and very straightforward. So as you watch this video, what I want you to do is leave a comment down below in the description. Just scroll down. I know most of you are on your phone. Scroll down on your phone, hit the like button while you're scrolling down, and leave a comment. This sort of engagement on the video, do this because it increases the amount that YouTube will show my videos to other people. And this information I'm about to show you will change your life. It will change somebody else's life. By you leaving a comment, it can literally save somebody's life. By you watching this video and staying to the end of the video can save somebody's life, because that will cause YouTube to promote it to more people. So I read all of my comments. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you're dealing with. Tell me if one of my videos have helped you in the past. Tell me when your diverticulitis showed up. I want to read all the details you send to me. I read everything. It helps me communicate to you guys better. It helps me see your perspective so I can share information to you better, so that I can give you more value and you can get back to your life faster and not have to worry about diverticulitis. So in order to understand what the root cause of diverticulitis is, we need to understand what diverticulitis is. And I already explained it a little bit. It's when the colon becomes inflamed, and it's actually an advanced condition of colitis and ulcerative colitis. It's where the ulcers in ulcerative colitis start caving in on themselves, and the structure of the colon starts to degrade. And I know this sounds bad, and it is bad, and it's not good, and it's a very advanced state of ulcerative colitis. But once you address the root cause, it is amazing how fast the symptoms go away and the colon starts to repair itself. So when modern medicine doctors, and even when holistic practitioners, they start talking about inflammation. Oh, the colon's inflamed, we need to cut it out. It's broken. Inflammation, it's not good. We need to cut it out right now, ASAP, pronto. We need to give you immunosuppressants. Inflammation's not good, pronto, right now. You need to eat anti-inflammatory. When you look at what the definition of inflammation is your body's response to injury. So you're talking about, I want to heal my gut. The only thing that can heal your gut at the end of the day is the cells. This is connected by millions of cells, billions of cells, I don't know. It's a bunch of cells. This is all held together by cells. The only thing that can stitch this back into something that's functional and works again is your own cells. Your doctor could come in here and cut it out, but at the end of the day, what's going to heal, what's going to, if you do like a resection or something like that, the only thing that's going to make that resection stay together and not become inflamed is your own cells. And your own cells are controlled by your brain. Your brain controls your cells. Inflammation is the body's response to injury. So the more intelligent question for us to ask is, what is injuring your colon? What is injuring your colon? Now, here's a very interesting question. Some of us only have diverticulitis in very specific parts of the colon. Let's say someone only has diverticular, at this part of the colon. A lot of people say, oh, my diet is injuring my colon. Well, why didn't the food that's coming down the hatch, I know you might have a horrible diet, maybe you're trying to eat clean, but the question is, why is the food only injuring this part and not all the other parts? Why isn't it injuring the small intestine? It's because food is not injuring your colon. I agree you should eat healthy, but it's not the food. Your colon is designed to digest food. Food doesn't hurt it. There are people that eat glass. There's people that eat metal. There's people that drink gasoline and do all sorts of weird things, and their colon functions normally. Now, what Dr. Hampton, this is where you're going to hear the new stuff. So as you listen to this, keep an open mind. The doctor who discovered this, he had a 90% success rate with terminal cancer. This is cancer where they just go, well, we're not going to give you chemo, we're not going to operate on it, we can help you die. He had a 90% success rate that these people would live for like the next 10 years and they'd be in good health. You go to LearningGNM, you don't believe me? Go to learninggnm.com and you can read the reports. There's multiple of them. So what he discovered is that people with diverticulitis, they had rings in their brain CT scans in a very specific location 100% of the time. These rings were caused by conflict shocks, stressful events that caught them off guard. And the people who discovered colitis and IBS and even Crohn's disease, they discovered these people were mentally disturbed. And I'm not saying like serial killers, but like like with my Crohn's, my mental disruption was with anger. Like I was super angry, like a lot more angry than the average person, more than a normal person should be. Somebody with colitis, it's a little different. It's an ugly, indigestible thing in their life. Now, I've had some people get it because, there's something nasty that happens at work, their boss fires them, their boss doesn't give them the promotion that they want, a coworker makes them look stupid, a coworker gets them fired. I've seen people develop colitis when they catch their parents cheating on one another, or their parents tell little Jimmy like, hey, we're getting a divorce, and he doesn't handle it very well. I've seen people fumble the football on like the last game of their undefeated season. I've seen people hurt themselves while playing a sport and ending their career. Colitis or breakups are very popular too. Going through a breakup, let's say you break up with your girlfriend and she starts dating your brother or starts dating your best friend. These are types of situations that can cause colitis. It depends on how the person is experiencing it. They are trying to digest the situation. If I want to lift something heavy and my arm is going to develop extra muscles to help me lift this heavy thing. If there's something hard to digest in my life, my colon, the colon doesn't exactly digest things, but if the intestines itself, its original purpose is to digest things, the body is not engineered very well, if you ask me. The fact that someone can think themselves to death is pretty ridiculous, but that's what happens. And so diverticulitis doesn't show up. It's most common in old people because this is a process that takes quite a while to develop. So what's happening here is, when we're trying to digest this hard to digest thing in our life, and the body starts to develop extra gut cells to help us digest this hard to digest thing in our lives. Oh, mommy was cheating on daddy. Oh, no. Wow, I sound so insensitive right now. But something like that happens. The colon develops extra gut cells to help digest the situation. And then when the conflict gets resolved, the person gets over it. They like their new stepdad or something. The body says, I don't need these extra gut cells anymore, and it starts to get rid of them. Boop, 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 boop. It starts to get rid of them, and then they're usually going to have diarrhea, blood, and mucus in their stool. And then as it's getting rid of this, it has to remove, we don't need that in the way right now, it has to remove some of the original tissue. And then it eventually patches it up. And there might be some scar tissue, but for the most part, it's pretty good. But in the middle of that process, if something happens, let's say the stepdad's a real jerk, or let's say you find out some more details that make the issue even worse, the body starts to develop extra gut cells again, and then it gets resolved again. Oh, okay, let's get rid of them. And it just starts turning into these pockets. This takes a long time. It depends on the intensity of the conflict and how many conflict relapses this person has. But eventually, if this goes on for long enough, it's always removing some of the original tissue. These pockets will slowly start to form. And it usually takes quite a bit of time and quite a bit of conflicts. And then you start to get these nasty pockets. And at this time, people usually aren't digesting their food, so the body is like really working with not all the right material it needs, and these pockets start to form. Okay? So in order to stop this process, there's a few things we want to do. One, the person needs to eat a lot of protein. They should be doing whey protein shakes and stuff, because the body needs a lot of protein to repair this mess. And you're probably not digesting your foods very well as is. And we need to identify the stress. So we got here, what caused the pockets? Now, what is the stress that triggered your colitis and diverticulitis? What was very stressful when you started getting diverticulitis symptoms? What was very stressful when you had lots of diarrhea, blood, and mucus in your stool? And once you identify that thing, oh, it was my mom cheating on my dad with his best friend, and I can't believe she would do that. Well, how are you going to get over that? I don't know how you're going to get over that. But you obsessing about it is going to cause you to crap yourself to death. And that will motivate you to find a solution. A lot of people look to the Bible, their religious texts, hypnosis, but just knowing that you stressing out about this is going to be the death of you if you don't get over it, that gives somebody enough motivation to come to some sort of a, something will switch off in their head and be like, okay, all right, I'm going to look at this at a different perspective because it's going to cost me my life if I don't. So there's other things you should do, and there's other things you should take into consideration when addressing diverticulitis. And there's like foods and food intolerances. What do you do for that? And I go over that in more detail in my free 30-day guide. It's a hour-long video that shows you what you need to do in the first 30 days and getting your diverticulitis under control. It also comes with like a cheat sheet, a free PDF that kind of outlines everything you need to do in 30 days. I got it on one page. It's very simple. It's only packed with like the vital information that you need to get the most value as fast as possible with the least amount of effort. So you have two choices right now. You can go keep click off this video and go watch something that's not going to bring value to your life, or you can watch this video and start to get your life back under control. It is absolutely free, zero risk whatsoever. So go watch this. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because it could save somebody's life. This, I have seen, some guy was he was literally 3 days away. He was he had a bad flare. He was sitting in his hospital bed. He went, my GI doctors are a bunch of idiots. They have no idea what they're talking about. He went on YouTube. He luckily found my videos. In 3 days, he was scheduled to get his whole entire colon removed and have to wear a bag of crap right here for the rest of his life. And things don't get better, or usually things don't get better when that happens, because we still haven't addressed the root cause, which is the stress that we're not reacting very well to. He could have had to save somebody from that fate. Leave a comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It can save somebody from this horrible fate. And if you're dealing with issues, after you leave that comment, go watch this, because it can save you from that horrible fate and bring value back into your life where you can live life like a normal person again. I'm Mike the Heal Your Gut Guy. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye.